right, ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hetland here. AT&T Stadium, Arlington, Texas, on the dirt. Iron Cowboy weekend with Chairman and CEO Jim Haworth of the Professional Bull Riders. Jim, thanks again for visiting with us at Rodeo Roundup.
You bet, Jason. You know, it's always a pleasure to get a chance to talk to you guys, and we appreciate you being out this weekend. Great weekend coming around for a Western lifestyle.
Man, it sure is, and it's a great weekend for us coming from Minnesota where it was minus 31 yesterday. We were driving all through the night, and we're like, oh, come on, it's 40, it's 50. You can't ask for better weather for this weekend for these two events.
No, we've got a fan zone that's outside, so for our fans, we're going to have a lot of things to do the next couple of days. And just as you said, I'm sure a lot of people are wanting to thaw out a little bit. It's 70 degrees here, and they ought to come down and get a chance to see this great event, along with get out and enjoy the weather.
You know, not only the Iron Cowboy with Bushwhacker being the Bounty Bowl for the winner of the bracket system, but there is so many history-making things that could happen this weekend. Let's talk about those.
Well, you know, just as you said, to come through that many rides, maybe possibly 5 rides, and then to get on Bushwhacker for $1 million and successfully have that accomplishment, that would be historic in itself. You know, as you think about the opportunities that these guys are going to have to win money as they come through, big payouts all the way through, and then on Sunday, even with the American. The rodeo and the payout and what that's going to do for the Western lifestyle, $2 million are going to pay out in one day there. I think that as we look at and think about ways that we can expand our sports, and specifically whether it's the PBR or rodeo, this kind of a weekend does that. It sets us apart, really sets up what I would say is a historic weekend and a great one for Western lifestyle.
You know, and our 2008 PBR World Champ has a chance to make history inside one of the best and biggest venues that Jerry Jones owns right here. It could be history-making inside Arlington, Texas.
You know, Jason, we're better to have that happen. Guillermo Marchi is at 498th successful rides. So he's looking for his 500th. That's no one else in the PBR has ever done that. This would be a great weekend, a historic weekend to see that happen. And, you know, Guillermo would also like to come out on that other side and get a shot at that $1 million on Bushwhacker as well. So a lot of things could happen, and we're pulling for Guillermo to make sure that he can make that those 2 rides and break that streak or have the only person that's ever been at 500 rides. We're excited about that.
Definitely, and you know, and once the 2014 PBR World Finals gets done in Las Vegas, it's going to be kind of an end of an era for one of the animal athletes. Our good buddy Bushwhacker, which we just had a press conference with, is set to retire, and Julio Moreno is gone on record to say, oh, don't worry, he's going to be out to pasture and he's going to have about 25 girlfriends. But is there going to be a bull in the recent coming up that can even compare to what Bushwhacker has done for the sport of professional bull riding?
You know, that's hard to guess, Jason. As you know, these animal athletes, they're you know, Bushwhacker's a special animal, and what he's really meant for the sport. You know, we were kidding around this morning that, you know, here he was on USA Today, the front page of the sports section again today, Wall Street Journal. You know, ESPN, the magazine, you know, the baddest body in sports. Bushwhacker has helped grow the PBR in places that some of our rider athletes have not taken us. And so it's hard to say who could really step up from a bull standpoint. You know, we've got some great bulls. Mickey Mouse. So we've got Shepherd Hills Tested. You know, Asteroid, our 2012 world champion. There are a lot of good bulls out there, but Bushwhacker's been pretty special. And hey, if you haven't had a chance to see him, if you can't be here this weekend, there are still a few stops left on that final tour. You got to get out and watch him this year. And then we're also looking for him to compete at the finals in Vegas.
That's fantastic. And you mentioned, you know, the Farewell Tour. Rodeo Roundup did a story on Bushwhacker, and it gives you a chance, and it's a list of where people can see, but the last out inside the Thomas and Mack is going to be historic.
Well, I had an opportunity to watch, you know, Chris Shivers and some of our great riders that have retired there, and I think you'll see some teary-eyed eyes there in Thomas and Mack when Bushwhacker also going out for that final trip. And I think that the fans that he's grown, the exposure that he's grown, we're all going to be sad to see him go.
Sure. And, you know, I know you got a busy weekend. I appreciate you stopping by the Rodeo Roundup. Ladies and gentlemen, Jason Hetland here, the RodeoRoundup.com inside AT&T Stadium for the PBR's Iron Cowboy and the RFD TV's The American with the Chairman and CEO, Mr. Jim Haworth.
Thanks, Jason.